ラムダデルタ。
It's Lambie!
あなたにはルールの適用はないのね。
当たり前でしょ。ルールは他人を縛るためにあるのよ。自分をそれで縛るバカはいないわ。
Ben Castell is a witch who supports me, but this girl is different. This witch supports Beatrice. Okay, I do have to ask you, Angie, how many witches do you know up until this point? You seem to know everyone, it seems. In other words, she's on the side of the enemy. Yeah, pretty much. So I doubt that she's gonna be of any help to us. I guess now she decides to participate since... well... she doesn't seem to trust Beatrice anymore in doing the job correctly. But there's some kind of difference between her and Beatrice. There's something elusive about Lambda Delta's existence, and Ben Castell's as well. How should I put it? Maybe like they're beings from a higher dimension. Yeah, like if I'm to look back on things... Lambda Delta and Ben Castell don't really have that much of a connection to what is going on the island and all that. They don't seem to have a history with the Ushiromiya family, but rather mostly with only Beatrice herself. In any event, I'm still unsure about how to deal with her. Like, do Lambda Delta and Ben Castell have any beef with Balor or any of the members of the family or the servants or anything like that? Because with Beatrice, there definitely is. I mean, one off the top of my head is Kenzo, and she definitely interacted with a lot of the family members even before the games. But Lambda and Ben Castell, yeah, they're definitely here mostly to ruin the game board and such, or you know, toy with Beatrice, in whatever way they like. No, just knowing that might be enough.
それで、私に何かご用？
まあね、あなたたちの会話に耳を傾けてたら、ちょっと面白い話になったんでね。あなたにちょっといい話を聞かせてあげようと思って。
あなたは私の敵のはず。そのあなたが私に得する話を聞かせる理由が思いつかないわ。つまり耳を傾けた時点で負けということだわ。じゃあね、See you next time.
Yeah, we do not need you here. Just go away. Bye bye. Sayonara. Have a nice day.
誤解しないで。私の相手はベルンであってあなたじゃないわ。つまり私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るということよ。
What, do you have some dirt on Ben Castell? Are you gonna tell us some of her dirty secrets? How spicy.
悪いけど。
That maybe she reads yaoi manga in her free time.
私には聞く気がないわ。
Or Yuri. That said, I probably won't be released from this frozen time until Lambda Delta is happy. That itself might not be proof that she is a higher dimensional being than me. It might actually be proof that she's a higher dimensional being. I haven't been given the option of not listening to her. Ah, great. But the only thing I can do is strengthen my mental guard and try not to be shaken by anything she says. She'll probably either try to make me believe something disadvantageous to me, or threaten me.
そんなに身構えなくてもいいってば。私はあなたの誤解を解きに来ただけよ。いえ、ちょっと違う。ベルンカステルがあなたについた嘘を教えてあげようと思ってやってきたのよ。
ベルンカステルが嘘？
No! It can't be. My precious Bear lied to us. I can't believe this. And I lied. I can actually believe this.
あなたはベルにベアトを倒せば兄が帰ってくるようなそんな言い方をされたんじゃないの？
さあ、あなたに話す気はないけど。
My brother coming home. I haven't been promised anything that dreamlike. It was a promise with considerably low prospects, where I could end up with maybe one person only if I was lucky. But that's enough for me. Since I was promised an eternity of isolation, this faint but still non-zero chance was like a blindly bright beacon to me.
ある意味ベルンのその約束は嘘ではないわ。ベルンがそう約束したのならきっとあなたがベアトを倒せばバトラの両親も解放されてあなたのところへ帰ってくる。
何の問題もないじゃない。
本気で？あの子は案外残酷よね。分かってて騙すなんて。
Well, not gonna lie, I was thinking of the idea of her having an ulterior motive and, you know, not giving Angie what she wants, but what you're doing here is crushing Angie's hopes and her determination in helping Battler and the rest of the family, so pray do tell, how is this beneficial to her in the end?
私がどう騙されてるというの？
Shoot. I'll let her take the initiative. But I won't be released until I land an ear to her story. So it's something I'll have to hear anyway. Even though I realized that I could be on the verge of falling into a trap, I urged her onwards.
今は何年？
このゲーム版の世界のこと？ならば、1986年10月4日よ。
その通り。ならば、あなたがベアトに打ち勝ったなら、台風が去った10月6日に島に囚われていた人々は帰還する。1986年の10月6日にね。
だから何？
あなたの1986年の10月6日はどうだった？親戚の家にいたんじゃなかったかしら。
I've been at the house of the only Sumadera my mother trusted, Grandpa. When I got a call. While I was playing with building blocks in the tatami room, when I got that call. After watching to see that I had remembered, Lambda Delta smiled unpleasantly and spoke.
ねえ、あなたの1986年10月6日にバトラお兄ちゃん帰ってきた？
Did he? Even though I didn't understand what I was being told, I noticed an unpleasant sweat seeping out all over my face. I don't understand. I don't understand. What is this witch saying?
いい？あなたがベアトを倒せばバトラは確かに解放されるわ。そしてお家へ帰るでしょうね。1986年のお家に。だってそうでしょ？バトラは1986年の10月4日から5日に閉じ込められてるんだもの。解放されたらその翌日に帰るのは当然でしょ？そしてあなたは1998年の人間。バトラが帰ってこなかった1998年の後ろ宮エンジェ。意味わかる？
何言ってるのあんたは。
Oh. Let me guess. You're referring to the concept of timelines and rewriting history or something like that. Basically, if Balor and his family survive and, well, they come back home, then Angie from 1986, well, she will be reunited with her family, but that won't mean anything to present Angie. Uh-oh.
10月6日に家族が家に帰ってくるなら素敵じゃない。私はすぐにおじいちゃんの家から帰るわ。そして私たちは出会う。めでたしめでたし。
ええ、後ろ宮園児は家族に再会できるでしょうね。1986年に6歳の後ろ宮園児はね。
私って誰？
後ろ宮園児よ。18歳の。違うわ。後ろ宮園児じゃない。そういう名前の魔女の駒なのよ。厳密にはエンジェ・ベアトリーチェという名の全くの別人。意味わかる？
I'm starting to think I don't. Huh? Huh? Who am I? Huh?
だからベルンは残酷だなって思うの。いいえ、意地悪だなって思うのよね。そういう経験なくもないくせにね。
私何か騙されてる？
ああ、でもどうかベルンを責めないでね。だって考えようによってはあの子は嘘をついてない。ベアトを倒せば家族が帰ってくる。後ろ宮エンジェのところへ。でもその後ろ宮エンジェがあなたのことだとは言ってないだろうけどね。
Damn it. We might be bamboozled here. Damn you with time travel shenanigans. Was it like that? Was it like that? What did Ben Costello say to me again? Your assistance is needed. Your family needs it. Ben Costello had started by saying that. Then, I had responded. If I save them, does that mean my family will come back? And how had Ben Costello answered that again? I cannot promise that. He did promise me. In exchange for accepting this fight. Yeah, this is what she said. In exchange, I'll search for the fragment with the ideal role that you wish for. The role where your family comes home. Yeah, that's right. She only said she'd search for it. She didn't say she'd find it. I've been prepared for that from the beginning. Even so, she did promise that as long as I didn't give up, there was a faint chance of it happening. And in the end, she said this. I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to find and bring you the happiest resolution that it is possible for you to receive.
初めから辛い賭けになることは承知よ。だって私の1998年には家族はいない。絶対のゼロが揺らぐわずかの可能性と引き換えなら、私にはそれだけで価値がある。仮に復讐を成し遂げても徒労になるかもしれないと事前に脅されてるわ。だから
その部分に嘘はないわね。ベアとのゲーム版は完璧よ。あんたが立ち回ったところでベアとが敗北する可能性なんて生涯に一度のみ夢見ることを許されるかどうかくらいほんのわずか。つまり限りなくゼロとみなせるほどに絶対にその勝率はほとんどゼロだから、ベルンがそういうお茶を濁した言い方になるのは仕方がない。でもあなたに夢を持たせた点についてだけは騙してると言い切れるわ。だって天文学的な確率を乗り越えてあんたが勝利できたとしても、家族が帰ってくるのはあんたのところじゃない。この1986年に存在する6歳の正しい後ろ宮エンジェのところへよ。あんたのところにじゃない。ベルンはそれでも100億のかけらをめぐりあんたに一番マシな世界を探すでしょうね。 そしてその彼女が言ったんじゃないの？手土産に持参するつもりだが見つけられなかったと。
言ったわ。
そろそろ気づいてきた？あんた、この戦いにご褒美が用意されてないのよ。いえ、それどころかベアと打ち破ればゲーム版は消え去る。そしてその駒であるあんたも消え去る。あんたに享受できるゴールは完全に、いいえ、私の名において宣言するわ。この絶対の魔女ラムダデルタの名において絶対にないと宣言する。
そんな。
Alright. Well, fine. You've given us your argument that Burn is pulling the strings on Angie. And that things might end up even harder for Angie than it already is, but you should not underestimate her. She's still gonna fight for Balor's sake. Balor and the rest of their family need to be saved after all. They have to.
それがベルンの嘘よ。煙に巻いたと言うべき？あんたに救いがあるかのように誤解させた。私はそれを解きに来たのよ。
つまり私はどう戦いどう勝利を収めようとも私のところに家族は帰ってこないの？
ええ、帰ってこない。絶対に。
Alright, well, you know what? I need to go ahead and take a hike at this point. And while at it, you can just shove this huge lollipop up your a-hole.
絶対の魔女が絶対にって言ってるの。これってすごいことよ。私に絶対が与えられたくて歴史的建造物を捧げた古代の王たちが何人もいたのに、私はそれを気前よくあんたにはプレゼントしちゃうの。これってばとっても素敵でキュートでマーベラスなことなのよ。でも一つだけいい提案があるの。
Not good. I'm getting completely swept up. Angie? I knew I shouldn't have listened. Now the Witch Lambda Delta is starting to suck me in.
私の相手はベルンであってあんたじゃない。私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るとさっき言ったはずよ。最初から私はそういう話をすると言っているわ。だから耳を貸しなさい。貸すしかないのよ、あんたには。
聞くわよ。聞いてやるわよ。聞けばいいんでしょ。
I finally lost control over my emotions and exploded from the inside. Poor thing. In all honesty, Angie, I wouldn't really trust Lambda either with helping us. Lambda and Burn, they are both enemies in the end. But nonetheless, I still have to wonder what Lambda has in store for us in this case. Like, what is she planning here? I don't have a clue anymore. I believed that I was Angie. At some point, I stopped being Angie. That's right. I'm Angie, not Angie. Who am I? I'm not my parents' daughter, nor my brother's little sister. Just a piece in a witch's game. Bullshit.
そこまで悲観することはないわ。だってよく考えて。今あんたはバトラお兄ちゃんに出会えているわ。確かに自らの名を名乗ることはできないけれど、それでも少なくとも魔女と戦うゲームの味方同士という位置にいて、いつまでも永遠に一緒にいることができる。意味わかる？
Oh no. So you're basically gonna tell Angie to just keep playing the games for an eternity, just so that she will be with Balor forever. Which would mean having to lose intentionally each time. Or even worse. That would imply Angie having to sabotage Balor as well, in order for the games to continue. Ah! You little shit. That is not gonna happen. No way. Frustratingly, I do. In other words, as long as Oni-chan keeps getting a draw in this game, it will be repeated forever. Continuing to draw means the game will continue for eternity. It means that I, a game piece, can remain with Oni-chan. But if Oni-chan wins, or else loses, and the curtain closes on the game.
駒であるあんたは消える。ゲームの駒の幸せは何？ゲームで遊んでもらうことだけよ。押し入れにしまわれて埃をかぶることじゃないわ。そうでしょ？
In the past, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory said it as well. Furniture's happiness is being used, not being stored away. That's right. Now, the witch's furniture. As if. Angie's not gonna be anyone's puppet.
話を少し変えるわね。実は私、このゲーム永遠に引き分け続けてほしいと思ってるの。終わらないゲームは永遠の檻。ベルンを今度こそ屈服させる未来永劫に開かれることのない絶対密室よ。ベアとはね、一応は勝つ気があるの。バトラを屈服させるという勝利ね。でもね、実はそれも私には困るのよ。だってゲームが終わっちゃったら密室が崩れてしまうもの。だから私、バトラが屈服することだけはないようにある程度の手心を加えてるの。安心して。バトラが屈服しかけると私は彼の味方になったりもしてるのよ。ただね、どうもベアとのやつ、それにうすうす気づき出してる気がする。このゲームに自分の勝ちは永遠にないんじゃないかって気づき始めてる気がする。でもそこはさすが無限の魔女。ベアとはバカだからそれでもいつかきっと勝てる。それまで延々と無限にゲームを繰り返せばいいと楽観してるわ。
Hey, fuck you. Fuck you for saying that about Beatrice.
金髪の女は大抵考えが足りないって決まってるものよ。
Oh. And what does that make you, in the end? If anyone is stupid around here, it is you, not Beatrice.
この魔女のゲームには勝利も敗北もないってことなの？
私が勝たせない。そして負かせない。絶対に。ベルンはそれに気づいてる。そしてそれを破るために最も強力な駒としてあんたを見つけ送り込んできた。このゲームを終わらせるためにね。
このゲームを終わらせる？
終われば駒の役目ははっきり断言する。あんたは存在が矛盾してるのよ。自らの存在理由が自らを闇に葬り絶望するため。
My goal is to defeat Dato and release my captive family. And yet, even if I succeed, I won't be rewarded.
負けられない。そして勝っても報われない。だから私は第三の選択肢をあなたに持ってきたの。そしてその選択肢は私とあなたの利害を一致させるわ。
Continuing the draw forever.
そう。永遠に引き分け続ける限りこの世界は崩壊しない。この世界は何？魔女とのゲームの世界。ベアトとバトラが永遠に戦い続ける世界。そして同時にあなたが永遠にバトラと一緒にいられる世界なのよ。
Yeah, this is surely a conundrum for Angie. This is a really tough thing for her, but I'm sure that she will eventually choose the right option. Even if it's gonna be really difficult for her to accept it. I mean, she has to understand what this would mean for her family, if this is gonna continue for an eternity. I could feel the chaos pouring from my eyes as a hot liquid. The heat of it felt like it was going to burn my face.
ねえ、エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ、ゲームを終わらせ、あなたとバトラの交流できる世界を終わらせようとするのが目的のベルンカステルに味方する理由はどこにあんの？あの子はあんたを騙してたのよ。自分の駒になればあんたが救われるかのようにごまかしてね。でも私はそこをごまかさない。だから言うわ、エンジェ。私の駒になりなさい。私はベルンのように絶対にもらえない嘘のご褒美なんてちらつかせないわ。私の駒となり、このゲームが絶対に終わらないように私に協力する限り、私はあんたにこの世界が絶対に続くことを我が名において絶対に約束する。それだけじゃないわ。ボーナスもつけてあげる。あなたに課せられているルール、それを取り払ってあげるわ。まあもちろん私の駒になると誓ってもらった後にだけどね。
My throat made a heavy loud gulping sound. I shouldn't have listened. If I hadn't listened, I could have remained an innocent little sister, praying for my brother's victory. I might be different now. I might have degraded into a witch's furniture, satisfied merely to be by Oni-chan's side.
兄を裏切れと言ってるわけじゃないんだからね。バトラが負けそうになったら全力で助ければいい。逆にバトラがペアと追い詰めすぎたら少し加減を変えてあげてほしいと、その程度のお願いをしてるのよ。大丈夫、バトラを裏切るほどの必要はないわ。バトラ一人じゃベアトには勝てない。だからベルンはあんたを送り込んだんでしょ。あんたが手を貸さない限りバトラは永遠にベアトには勝てない。とっても簡単でしょ。
God damn it. Nanda! Okay, what now, Leviathan? What is going on here?
やだやだ、私が食べるの。アスモアスモ、パース。レビアお姉様、こっちこっち。
I wonder where they swapped it from. They were fighting over a donut or something. Playing around really loudly. They probably stole it from some poor guy from a store.
エンジェ様は読書をなさってるのよ。少しは静かにできないの？そう言ってるサタンが一番うるさいのよ。沈黙なさい。この愚昧が。
I mean, Jesus Christ, there's a playground like right over the street over there. Why don't you just go there? You're bothering Angie while she's reading.
ルシファーお姉様の方がうるさいです。文句が終わり？
By now, I was used to the fights between the eldest and the third eldest sister. It's a bit funny how they are both a little hesitant even though they're so quick to anger. They might be surprisingly similar. Yeah, I've seen Lucifer and Satan the most angry out of all the sisters.
賑やかにしていろとの仰せでしたが、これではさすがに。
Oh, so I guess it's Angie's fault.
少しボリュームを下げさせますか？
気にしないで騒いでてくれていいわ。教室の黄色い笑い声より100倍心地よいもの。
Yeah, totally.
エンジ様、早く次のページ。エンジ様は読むのが遅い。
マモンは読書が好きなの？地味なことが一番苦手そうに見えるのにね。
マモンが司るのは強欲。知識欲にもそれは通じます。ただし、独占したがるので、本を与えると人に読ませまいと、読書後に焼いてしまうこともあるのでご注意を。
Are you kidding me, Manon? Really? Couldn't you just hide it somewhere like a normal person? Actually, I forgot, you're a demon, so you have your quirks.
私は誰も知らないことを私だけが知っているのが好き。誰もできないことを私だけができるのが好き。だから勉強は好き。練習は好き。私だけが誰も知らない英知を独り占めしたいから。
As Manon said that, her eyes sparkling. She stared transfixed at the open page, reading through it again. You could see the greed that made her even more intent than me on devouring that page. As you can see, my magical power was now much stronger compared to the first day I summoned them. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I hope that moment is not gonna destroy Angie's book here. Like, that is the only thing that she has left from Maria, so you better not do that, Mamon. I was now at the point where I could summon all the 7 sisters of Purgatory at once, and still calmly read a book like this. The space, although I couldn't recall where it was a quiet and calm street side bench. And the reason that I couldn't remember the location of this place was that, at the time I visited it, I was very young. Still, I remember the day we walked here, and how much fun it was. Mom, Dad, and even Oni-chan had been there. It was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when all the family had actually been together. The people walking by every once in a while weren't noticing me. They were just pleasantly ignoring me and passing by as normal. I wasn't even the slightest bit embarrassed by the 7 sisters' shameless outfits, because it wasn't like they were actually being seen by anyone. Yeah, totally. Otherwise, there would be a lot of people around here looking at them. Like, watching them obsessively. In fact, I got pretty used to them. Just so long as they didn't make me wear one. Ooh, I'm sure there is some fan art. I'm sure that there is some fan art out there. Now, sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for world history. Oh, okay. So it's not Angie's, it's not Maria's book. In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there's no tolerance for dunces. It's not that I was lowering the average grade for the class considerably. According to those extremely intellectual girls, if I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with a graph drawn with colorful pens on a B4 sheet of drawing paper. Just thinking of the effort they must have taken to draw that was nauseating. But I already spat out all those complaints. I'd already used those girls to vent all my fears, anger, and sadness. The 7 sisters were sometimes outraged, sometimes compassionate, and sometimes shared in my sorrows. I was truly happy to have friends with whom I could share those emotions. It said that they were originally furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrificial ritual. If that sickening occult message bottle was to be believed, it seemed that several among them even attacked my family. But I didn't believe that. And it would be pointless to question them about it. Yeah, and you know, to be honest, over here, even if I am to be believed that they were used in the murder of the family, I mean, I don't blame them. I'm not mad at the sisters. They had a job to do, I guess. I mean, let's not forget that they are demons. They have a certain task. I'm not looking at them as weapons, but they have been ordered by Beatrice / Evatrice to do their jobs. So if anyone's to blame for the murder of the family members, it would be Beatrice and Evatrice, not them. And well, same case can be said about the Chister sisters, I guess. I don't hold any grudge towards them and their furniture, so all they do is respond to their master's requests. Although I'm still very hesitant in calling them furniture. I mean, they still have their own will and thoughts and feelings and such. Even to this day, I still do not like the word furniture. Even if they really had attacked my family, I couldn't hate them. The one I really hated was the Golden Witch Beatrice. Or else the one at the very center of Orokenjima. Orokenjima Gate, sorry. On Deva. Yeah, I completely forgot that they called that Orokenjima Gate.
エンジ様、早く次のページ。
あ、ごめん。疲れたわ。少し休憩させて。エン
ジ様、休憩だって。遊ぼう。エンジ様、遊ぼう。
When they noted that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic younger sisters gathered around me. Well, that wasn't all. Even Mario and Echan and Sakataro showed themselves. Hey there, Mario, Sakataro. They have probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves so that they didn't interrupt my studying.
フリュー。エンジェ、お勉強どう？お勉強どう？いやー！サク太郎！元気？
Uh-oh.
ちょっと！私にもモフモフさせて！
早い者勝ちだっていつも言ってるでしょ。
Oh god. If things go worse, Sakataro is gonna end up falling into the water right over here. By accident, of course.
うきゅー！潰れちゃうよ！
I don't think that Sakataro will go that far to fall in the water just so that he can escape the stakes.
うりゅー！
I mean, you certainly cannot escape the stakes. I mean, why would you want to in the first place?
七姉妹が揃ってる時に現れたのが運の尽きだ。おとなしくモフモフされてもらおう。
もういっつもこんなにしてしまって愚昧な姉と妹どもが申し訳ありません。
サク太郎もみんなに会えて喜んでるよ。どうエンジェ、お勉強の調子は？
ありがとう。まあそこそこには。ご丁寧にも他のクラスで先にあった小テストのプリントが回してもらえたの。麗しい連帯感に涙が出るわ。とりあえず年表を頭に入れるだけでもまあ多少はマシかしら。
うりゅう、エンジェお勉強偉い。いっぱい点数取れるよ。うりゅう。お疲れ様。マリア、お勉強は全然ダメだったからちゃんと勉強すれば点数が取れるエンジェが羨ましいよ。
I mean, you are pretty good at studying demonology, so I mean, whatever motive you may have for that one, I do have to praise you for actually being able to study that sort of stuff. I mean, I doubt it. It's really easy to study demonology and occult or magic folklore and stuff like that. So that is a feat.
ご冗談を。英語、ラテン語、オカルトの知識。そんなのを丸暗記できてるお姉ちゃんの方がよっぽどすごいわ。
Yeah. Also English and Latin. I mean, that too. Like, let's not forget that the sentences that we found at the entrance of the chapel on, like, it was in English, not in Japanese. So, yeah. She is totally able to read that. And Latin too, because I'm pretty sure that, like, old books here that discuss demonology and occult stuff also have some Latin phrases here and there.
マリアは魔法のお勉強は何でも覚えられるけど、つまんないお勉強は何も覚えられない。だからテストでも何も役に立たない。
True. There is the logic of, hey, you study the best at things that you enjoy, whereas boring stuff you tend to not be so passionate about and even forget about it like really, really fast after you study it.
確かにオカルトの知識はどうかと思うけど、英語なんかは成績に結びつくんじゃない？
I mean, on that aspect, yeah, it should.
小学校1年生の時、国語のテストで鉄砲のイラストの脇に四角が4マスあって、そこに名前を書きなさいって問題があった。
A picture of a gun and four squares. So to write his name in the 4 squares.
ライフルって書いたら×だった。
Mm-hmm. Well,
どうして？
I mean, you weren't supposed to write that in katakana? Raifuru. I would assume that's the katakana for rifle.
合ってるじゃない。
鉄砲が正解だって。
Wait, what? Teppo. Okay, so you're supposed to say that in hiragana.
カタカナは小学1年生では習わないからダメだと言われた。
So what they... Well, okay. Yeah, it was the wrong answer, but come on, at least the teacher would congratulate you for knowing katakana in your first grade. I mean, how many kids knew katakana in the first grade in that aspect? You were probably the only one who knew that, so that would be high praise, despite it being wrong. Come
マ
on.
リアはよくわからないから、その日以来テストではすべてひらがなで書くようにしたよ。でもなぜかママには怒られる。先生にも怒られる。
Are you kidding me?
お姉ちゃんは多分生まれる国を間違えたわ。
ならマリア、魔女の国に生まれて魔法学校に入りたかった。そうしたらもっともっと素敵な魔法の友達がいっぱいいたかもね。うりゅう。でも別に今は何も気にしてないよ。
I mean, it sucks. I mean, you are being punished by your teacher and your mother on technicalities when you are showing the ability to learn farther than the rest of the kids. Are you kidding me?
だって魔法はいっぱい使えるし、魔法のお友達もたくさんいる。
I mean, this is bullshit. I mean, I guess that's another example of how the school system is fucked. Although I don't see example as this like that often.
マリアにはサク太郎がいれば十分だもの。僕だけじゃないよ。サクスケもサク吉も動物の音楽隊もアザラシの下田くんもウサギのサナエさんも小豚のピゴーくんも他にもいっぱい。
Whoa. Too many names here. Too many names. Who are these people? Are they new friends? Incredible. One-A-chan's friends just keep increasing in number. Every time I ask, the list of her friends' names grows longer. Do you happen to know the Chister sisters as well? But there's no doubt that Sakutaro is her best friend. I'm a little jealous of her for having such a close friend.
どう？七姉妹は仲良くやれてる？
本当に賑やかな姉妹たちよ。
Yeah, no doubt about that.
たまに物騒なことを言い出すけど悪くないわ。本当はサクタロみたいな可愛い子が良かったんだけど、今は彼女たちと一緒でも十分いいかなって思ってる。
もっと私の原初の魔法を学んだなら、きっとエンジェの好みの友達を生み出せるようにもなるよ。今のエンジェに想像はまだちょっと難しいね。
想像と召喚は違う。
I mean, from what I understood before, summoning is a lot easier than creation. When it comes to summoning, you bring back someone that already existed. You create something from what already exists. Whereas creation, you create something from zero. Which, before, I guess I was a little confused about how Beatrice said that Maria created Sakutaro out of nothing. But I guess in some aspects I can see it. Like, in terms of imagination and such.
そして反言もまた違う。
I mean, whether we're talking about Sakutaro's name or the fact that this was given to Maria by Rosa, Sakutaro's appearance could very well be Maria's creation over here. I mean, she imagined how Sakutaro would look, so yeah, that is one aspect.
やっぱり一番の願いは家族を蘇らせること？
うん。よりしろは持ってるよ。これ。
そうだね。その髪飾りならいつかきっとバトラーを呼び出す鍵になるよ。あとはエンジェの修行次第だね。
それがいつまでかかるのかわからないのが泣けるけれども。
ウリュウ、辛くてもしっかり。エンジェが諦めなければ絶対にいつか叶うよ。
絶対に叶うという保証を誰かがくれたなら、きっと心も休まるでしょうにね。
ウリュウ、なら僕が保証する。エンジェはいつかきっと必ず願いを叶えられるよ。
ありがとう。
So, what should I do with Maria's story over here? Or rather, how should I view Maria herself? Even if I am to go with the mentality of how it doesn't matter what truly happened in her story, as long as the message is the most important thing for Angie. Even if I were to go with that mentality, it makes things more confusing in terms of how I should view Maria herself. For Angie, if I were to go with that mentality, I can understand her a lot better. For Maria, it's a little bit more difficult. I mean, a human can say whatever they want, but as long as they do not 100% abide by that thing they said, it can be problematic. I mean, I could tell someone that having a good sleeping schedule is very important, but it doesn't mean that I myself act on that all the time. Even though I do know that having a good sleeping schedule is important, like I said. Knowing that something is important and acting on it are two separate things. Actions speak louder than words. And I'm not saying that Maria truly does not believe in her message. But does it truly believe in her message? And is not letting her emotions regarding her mother get in the way? Maybe that is why I have been so conflicted on how to view Maria. on one hand, we have Maria over here who acts as if she's fully in control of how to view her life and create happiness out of misfortune. That no matter what, she will be strong. That she is mentally stable. But on the flip side, we have Maria back in the first game who cackles like a witch, does not concern herself with the death of her family, and overall acts as if she is mentally unstable in the eyes of humans. If I am to go with my previous theories, and that everything that we see through Battler's eyes is more believable than anything from a human claim perspective, it kind of solidifies that something is just not right with Maria. Because if I were to not go with that mentality, if I were to not go with that idea that I created myself before, then I would say that every single scene in which we see Maria cackling like a witch is just on the magic side of things. In the human claim, she is just your typical child that does nothing wrong, and she doesn't think the way she thinks in magic claim. But no, since I am going full throttle with my battler idea, like seeing through his eyes what truly happened in human claim, then it is problematic. I mean, when you see that kind of Maria ever since the first game, it is only natural that when we see moments like that with Maria, Beatrice, Virgilia, Sakutaro, and Kuwadorian, like, when we see stuff like that, while it looks all nice and adorable and that everything is all sunshine and rainbows, it also creates a feeling of worry. Because if it truly was all rainbows and sunshine, like that moment when she transformed into the Witch of Origins, then we wouldn't be having a cackling Maria and going all hee and such. I would be happy for Maria, but not with what we've seen in the games, though. So, okay, maybe with all that being said, I should ask myself in a different way. Instead of asking how I should view Maria's story or how I should view Maria in general, I should ask myself, do I truly believe that Maria is strong enough to act on her own message all the way and not be affected emotionally? Or if she is affected emotionally and she is on a dark path where she doesn't 100% believe in her own message, do I believe in her that she will eventually pull off and become stronger? That magic is truly helping her in reconciling with her current situation? Or she's using magic in a way that actually intensifies her hatred for her mother, and that she is lying to herself?
Escapism is a double-edged sword. Whether it is magic or any form of fiction, you delve too much into it, you won't make reality any better. Expectations will be distorted, and a person's view in life will be made even worse. It may have helped Maria initially, but now she's broken to the core, thanks to Rosa and Beatrice.
Looking back on Maria's past record throughout the games, one filled with kihihis and spooky faces, I am having my worries. I mean, the only moment in which I believed Maria to be strong was at the end of Game 2 when Rosa was fighting the demons, and Maria believed in Rosa, whether she was a good mother or a bad mother in her eyes. That was a powerful moment coming from Maria, but narratively speaking, what did happen there? I mean, from the looks of it, it seemed to be a combination of, narration from a third-person perspective, an unknown third-person perspective, and Rosa's first-person perspective, not Maria's first-person perspective. We don't really get to see what goes through Maria's head at those points. Was that how Maria truly felt about Rosa? Or was it Rosa's own imagination of how she wanted her own daughter to view her? Again, questioning, well, maybe not questioning the legitimacy of the magic claim, but rather questioning the perspective that we're seeing over here. Because if one were to view one moment from their perspective and another person views that same moment from their own perspective, then those two perspectives can differ from one another, even if they see the same truth. Ah, damn it all. What the hell is Mage Noby anyway? Okay, reset. Okay, I think I'm blowing this way out of proportion. And it should be an easy answer. Magic claims are true in their own magic world. And the feelings of Maria should be taken into consideration over here. Do I think that Maria is on a dark path, despite her believing in her message? Yes. Do I sense deep hatred inside Maria towards her mother and the world around her, wanting everyone dead and thinking that it will solve everything? Do I sense that? Yes. But there are glimpses of Maria being strong too. Like, I am sick and tired of questioning what I'm seeing with my own eyes in regards to Maria. If the story is showing me moments where she is strong, and at some point it is gonna try and slap me in the face and telling me that Maria is weak, well then you can go ahead and fuck yourself, Umineko. I want to believe that Maria is true to her own words and message, and that she is stronger than one may think, and that's the end of that. But at the same time, I am aware that magic is not gonna be enough. Like, there needs to be a balance between magic and reality. Like, in order to fix what is happening here, in order for Rosa to understand, Maria needs to confront Rosa and tell her how much her life has been affected by her mother. Like, Maria doesn't need magic for that, but Rosa needs to understand the damage she has done to her child. And the only way I can see this happen, the only way I can see this being hammered into Rosa's head so much after all this, it is if Maria tells her straight from her own mouth. Like, that, in my eyes, takes a considerable amount of strength to confront your problem head on, and afterwards move on and create your own happiness with magic, without any forms of regret, without confronting your problem. That is the kind of Maria that I want to see. You know, without magic being involved, like I said. Like, I don't want to see Rosa getting smashed with a cake by Maria too, in similar fashion to what we've seen in Game 3 with Evatris. I don't want to see that. Like, if something like that were to happen, that I'm not gonna forgive Beatrice for what she created. Like, even if I believe in Beatrice after all that happened in Game 3, even if I believe in her, I'm gonna hold Beatrice accountable for this as well, if she didn't take good care of Maria's mental state. Not just Rosa, but Beatrice as well. Is something bad gonna happen with all that? Well, I guess I'm not gonna be surprised if it is gonna happen, but I need to believe that Maria is gonna pull off eventually. That she is much stronger than her witchy, cackling counterpart, you know. I am also worried about Angie. She as well is on a dark path now, what with her being sandwiched between Bernkastel and Lambda Delta. In my eyes, having the games continue for an eternity is just not acceptable. But in Angie's eyes, in the state that she is in, she sees it as the only option she has left. She has to understand what it all means for Battler and the rest of the family. Like, that would mean that they're gonna get tortured for an eternity, just so that Lambda Delta keeps Bernkastel imprisoned. And I cannot say that I didn't see something like this coming, in a way. From a human claim perspective, though. Magically speaking, I can see the logic behind this. And, well, anything can happen, but in the end, bringing people back to life for Angie in 1998 it's not something that is possible in the human world. Again, this isn't something that magic can fix all by itself. In similar fashion to Maria, Angie herself needs to be strong and understand that if she's gonna do what Lambda says, this will hurt Bella and her family deeply. Like, I know that Angie's not that selfish for her to let her family suffer like this, just so that she can stay with them forever. Like, she needs to understand that her reuniting with Bella here and now, like, even if under difficult circumstances like this, her being with Bella here is the most valuable thing for her. Like, after all, Angie never got to say goodbye to her family, and neither did the family say goodbye to her, so this is the final chance to do so before the games end. Like, that I find it very, very valuable, even with the high possibility of a tragic ending over here. Maybe Nefarious is right. Even if magic will help you initially, in the long term, it won't. Humanity managed to survive, and some have become very strong through the power of determination, courage, hope, belief. Strong emotions that one possesses and is capable of creating miracles with their own two hands. To create a better future, to have freedom, to fight for freedom. All the powerful qualities one may have to manage through difficult times. In Angie's case, that power in my eyes would be her love for Bella and her family, for them to be freed from the games, and for them to rest in peace afterwards. If Maria and Angie are not going to manage to overcome their obstacles with their own hands, with their own hearts, then they will get sucked in by magic and end up becoming evil witches that are going to torture the family for an eternity, in similar fashion to Eva and Evatress. You know, if things were different, I would have thought of opening this book and trying to find some spell or some magic crystal to fix everything. But the only thing that I can think of is using a crystal to stab Kinzo in the eye. Thank you, Beatrice, for ruining magic for me. And fuck you, Kinzo, for ruining everyone's lives with your magic. Nyeh. Holy moly, on the soggy ravioli. That was quite the throw there, champ. Hey there. Where have you been all this time? It was time for me to sleep. I have my sleep schedule after all. And we all know that sleep is important for your mind and soul. And that you gotta respect the sleeping schedule. Just like you said. Well, where? Time for us to continue where we left off. How about it? I mean, if we are to take into account everything that you said up until now, maybe there's something there that can help you in reaching the meaning of magic.